Welcome back to my Writer's Room, everyone. I am Matt Wallace, YouTube's resident angry writer, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to come hang out with me here in my lonely, angry little writerly sanctum. I always appreciate it. I really do. Me not being naked on the vlog is brought to you, as always, by our t-shirt of the day. Today I've got my Star Wars Rogue One treasured t-shirt. I need to get a Last Jedi t-shirt. I don't have one, and I want to get one, but I don't want to get like the same joint that everybody else is out there sporting. So I want to get like a lesser known, like more obscure Last Jedi shirt, like a Mondo design kind of Last Jedi shirt. You have any suggestions? Anybody out there? Hit the comments. Let me know like if you've seen some cool Last Jedi shirts that not everybody is wearing, or not everybody has seen a million times already. And once it come in larger sizes too, it'd be very helpful. Like I needed like a 4X would be good. I'm working on it, but that's still where I am. So yeah, let me know. Let me go find me t-shirts. That's your reward as my audience, is you have to go hunt down apparel for me. It is January 19, 2018. It's Friday. You've made it. That's another short-term battle won in the war against this thing we call life. You've made it to the end of the week. Congratulations. I've drawn Hamshackle Pig and Bullet Time there. I had no, it was the best idea I could come up with today. And I was like, I haven't drawn Hamshackle Pig and Bullet Time. There should be a drawing of Hamshackle Pig doing the Matrix. These are little bullets that are whizzing by him. These are the jet trails. I realize now they look like little penises. But I mean, bullets look like little penises to begin with, so that's not really me. Or large penises. I'm not judging the size of your penis, and it shouldn't matter anyway. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get off this now and move on. I got my hair cut earlier today because I'm getting new headshots done on Sunday. I need them for the new job that I'm doing for the new company website to go with like my bio, and I've needed like new author headshots for a long time now, and I've just been putting it off. So Sunday I'm going to get it done. I figured I should get the head shop, look my best. I don't know what I'm going for here. I think I'm going for like, an ex-space marine in a dystopian future turned private detective. I don't know. A role Keanu Reeves would play, apparently. That's what I get looking in my head right now. No, but it's the stylist did a fantastic job, and I just thought I would comment on it because I posted videos earlier today where like my head is noticeably different, and now here I am, and I felt I should comment on it. Probably could have skipped it, admittedly, but this is the vlog. I share everything with you folks, and I assume that's the way you want it. So that's the story of my haircut. It's not all we're doing today. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get to something real in a second here. So it's Friday on the vlog, and as you know, we always like to end the week with a question. That is our standard operating procedure here on the Angry Writer vlog, here on my Writer's Room vlog on the Angry Writer channel. And the question this week is going to be, when is it time for a change? And this is an important question that I feel not nearly enough people ask themselves. There are people, I think, that go their whole lives without asking themselves that question. And it's an extremely important question. When is it time for you to make a change? And that change can apply to many things. It can apply to, your physical self. It can apply to your relationship. It can apply to your job or career. It can apply to your hobbies, to your friends, to your family. Just every facet of life. I feel like people, especially people in today's age, we accept so much as it's presented to us, and not enough of us want to shake things up. We accept what we're given and just kind of ride that out, for as long as it takes us, without ever stopping to ask ourselves, when is it time for a change? Because that's what life is about, man. You're not going to be who you are now, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, maybe even 5 years from now. People change so much, and yet our circumstances, our situations, we let those fester around us. Sometimes we have to pretend we haven't changed just to accommodate the sameness and permanency of what we're doing. And a lot of people don't have any choice. Don't get me wrong. That's what's sad. People have responsibilities. You have to do what you have to do just to survive these days, financially and psychologically and emotionally. So some people don't have that option. But I feel like even people who do or could don't ask themselves that question enough. So when is it time to make a change? So I'll set a scene here. It's Mineral Wells, Texas, 2004. Central Texas town, not a place you'd ever plan a vacation to. Although they did have a movie studio there, I remember, which surprised me. It's a rodeo arena in Mineral Wells, Texas. A rodeo arena, wood chip, sawdust, shit all over the floor of it. And we've come there to do a professional wrestling show. There's no rodeo that night, just a big wrestling ring set up on top of these wood chips that make the whole place smell like what you always hear a gas chamber is supposed to smell like. 200 people in a space that could accommodate 2,000, always good for the ego. I'm in my 10th year as a pro wrestler, doing a show that I couldn't even tell you how many shows I've done at that time. So many that I've completely lost count. I couldn't even give you a rough estimate. I'm 24, staring down the barrel of 25. That night I'm booked in a three-way hardcore match with the hardcore kingpin Scott Phoenix, who actually is still a friend of mine. He's a game writer now. We're both retired from pro wrestling. But at that time, he was known for doing brutal, bloody, weapons-filled matches. And then this dude called the Sensei, who was a middle-aged part-time professional wrestler who I think was in law enforcement and actually was a martial artist and a martial arts instructor. And he came to the ring in a gi and was, 50 pounds overweight and balding, but, knew his stuff. Nice guy. I remember being a nice guy. And we're doing a Texas death match, which is you have to knock down your opponent, and they have a 10 count to get up, and if they don't get up, you're the winner. And in this match, we're going to just brutalize each other with all manner of legal foreign objects, as they were called back then. Trash cans, steel chairs, crutches, whatever we can get our hands on. Scott and I are both going to bleed in this match. Sensei did not, because he was a middle-aged father of four and he didn't want to, I guess. But he took a lot of hard shots, I'm not saying. And for this, and I was not going to win. Scott was booked to go over, which was fine. And for this melee of violence, I was going to be paid, I believe, $40 for the night. 40 whole dollars, though. American dollars. No pesos in there. So I had that to look forward to. And for a while leading up to this match, and it was just another Saturday night. It was just, it was the life of an unsigned independent professional wrestler, which is on the weekends. You go out to whatever shows are happening. You try to get booked on these shows. You practice and hone your craft. You make whatever money you can. You hope you're building a reputation, or that somebody who can give you another job or a bigger job sees you, and you go and do your thing. That was a life back then. I've been doing that for 10 years, and I was in Texas. I'd start out in the East Coast and had very limited success there. I'd come to Texas, and TNA was in its early days, but they were pulling a lot of guys from the Texas independent scene, which was one of the reasons I was doing the independent scene in Texas and in Mexico. Hopefully trying to get noticed by TNA, who was, at that point in 2004, was the only alternative to WWE at that point, in terms of like a big American company where you could make anything close to full-time money doing this. So that was me in 2004. That was where I was that night. And for a while leading up to that, I had started to lose a little bit of the fire and the passion that I felt for this storytelling medium of professional wrestling that I dedicated 10 years of my life to as a professional, from the time I was 15 years old, practically, and something I've been a lifelong fan of. I was starting to lose the heart for it, and that's when you're screwed in a position like that. It's very much like trying to be a professional writer of fiction or a screenwriter. You deal with so much rejection and so many bad beats and such shitty money, and it can be such a shady business that you have to have the heart for it. You have to have a dedicated passion for it, or else the business and the situation will chew you up and spit you out. So that's your only shield. That's your sword and your shield, man, is that whatever else happens, this is my profession, this is my craft, this is my art, I'm dedicated to this, and I want to do this, and I will make whatever sacrifices I have to make to participate at this level and this thing that I love. When that's gone, you got nothing left to protect you from the rigors and horrors of the lifestyle and of the business. And I was approaching that point. And that's where I was when I came to Mineral Wells. I drove up with Scott and his wife, who was also his manager. I forget what her gimmick name was, but they were lovely people. We went all around Texas together. So we went to the show in Mineral Wells. We do the match. It's exactly as wild and violent as we can make it. We're doing our best, hitting the crap of each other with stuff. At one point, we're on the outside. Scott hits me with a chair or something, flush in the face. I go down. It's my time to start getting the blood flowing on my face. I have a little teardrop-shaped razor that is secreted in my athletic tape wrapped around my wrist. And I was feeling really lazy that night, so I just kind of rolled under the ring apron, the draping on the side of the ring. I just kind of rolled a little bit under that because I didn't want to be sneaky. And it was really, and I remember that in and of itself was like, that was such a lazy grade school kind of move. Like, it's like being a magician and you're getting ready to pull a rabbit out of your hat and you yell, "Hey, everybody, look over there!" Rabbit, like that level, that shitty level of crap. But I just didn't care. I didn't care, and I couldn't be bothered to be smoother with it. So I just dipped my head in the ring. I get the razor. I go into my hairline, which is why my forehead isn't filled with scars. And I open myself up pretty good. The curtain starts going. Bloodletting, I never bothered me very much, to be honest. You don't really feel it. Like, you feel pressure, you don't feel the cut. And honestly, the juicing is quite pleasant on a certain level. You get that cold rush, then you feel warm, and it's almost comforting in a way. And that may sound sick and savage to some of you, but that's your body. That's your body doing its thing and releasing chemicals to help you feel better in the face of pain. That's one of the reasons people who are into cutting do what they do. And 10 years as a professional wrestler, like, I certainly have come to appreciate. Like people who try heroin, can understand what a heroin addict finds so appealing about it. But anyway, so I didn't mind that. And I say all that to say that it wasn't the fact that I had to cut myself open for $40 in Mineral Wells, Texas on a Saturday night. It wasn't that, but it was just, I remember that moment, so I do the gig, and I want to let it go for a minute before I roll out, and then I turn to show everybody in the crowd, the whole front row. And I'm just waiting to let it go, and I kind of close my eyes, and I feel the curtain going down, and I can smell the wood chips, and I can feel them under my hands. And there was just something about that moment where I realized, I need to make a change. This isn't working for me, man. I may only be in my mid-20s, but hey, I'm also in my mid-20s. My 30s will be upon me before I know it. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've made no money doing this, and I don't have the heart for it anymore. All of those factors, the reality and the practical factors and the emotional and psychological factors all seem to converge in that moment where I'm smelling wood chips on a rodeo arena floor, and I realize I need to make a change. It took something about that moment of isolation, of kind of shutting the world out as I lay underneath that ring, and I felt my own blood pouring down my face, and that kind of kick-started every memory I had as a professional wrestler, 10 years of them going back to the first time I had ever bled as a wrestler. And I saw my whole career in between that, and it brought me to the realization that this is not going the way I want it to, and I can't spend another 10 years doing this. I will find myself 35 in this same rodeo arena with a head full of scars trying to get one to open to bleed, and I will still be making $40. And I realized, lying on the rodeo arena floor, I need to make a change. And that was my I need to make a change moment. And I did. I was not my last. I crawled out of the ring. I finished the match. I did more shows after that. That's not like it was my last match. So like I pieced out right after that. But it wasn't long after when I did have my last match, and I quit wrestling altogether and moved to Tennessee and I was living with my mother, and I kind of reassessed life and started focusing on writing and on everything that's brought me to the point that I'm at now. So that was my when do you make a change moment. So for me, it was laying on a rodeo arena floor in Mineral Wells, Texas, bloodletting myself 10 years into a career that was going nowhere, and having to come to terms with the fact that I was not in love with it anymore. That was mine. Not all moments have to be as extreme as that, but I wanted to give you that example. So maybe you can take that and apply it to your own circumstance in life right now. Maybe you need to have your rodeo arena floor bloodletting moment and ask yourself, is it time to make a change? And the other good thing about that question is it's perfectly okay to answer no to that question. It's perfectly okay to look around and assess where you are and what you're doing and think, no, all things considered and the way I feel about it, I think I'm where I need to be right now. Maybe it's not where I want to end up. Maybe it's not the end all be all, but this is good for right now, and I can see how this will get me to the place I want to be in life. So I'm going to stick with it. It's okay to answer no to that question, but it is important to ask yourself that question, is it time to make a change? No. I went for my remote, and my remote crapped out on me. And I ended on such a dramatic line too. Apparently it's time for me to make a change to a new Bluetooth remote. That's going to be it for this week, everyone. I hope it wasn't a bad one for you. I hope you did the best you can. Hope you asked that question. Is it time for me to make a change? Again, always worth asking. If you didn't check out the video I posted earlier today, I announced the winners of my prize box giveaway. So if you entered that and you didn't see the results, please go check that out. I also made a big announcement about how prize box giveaways are going to be a regular feature here on the channel. I'm going to be doing one every month. So go check out that video for details. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Go out and live life. Suck the marrow from it. And it's okay if for you that means you stay in bed with covers piled on top of you the whole time and forget the world exists. Sometimes that's sucking the marrow from life. Don't let anybody tell you different. I will be back next week with more vlog. I really appreciate everybody who's watching and follow along. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Ask me a question. Share your own when it was time for me to make a change moment. I'd love to hear about them. In the meantime, I am Matt Wallace, and I will see you all on Monday.